Hello, I'm Laura Marin.
And I'm Daniel Wilson.
And welcome to this week's edition of IE News.
We have an exciting show for you today, including an album review, entertainment report, and an exclusive interview with the head of our radio department.
And I'll be talking to head professor of the recording engineering program. All this and more on this edition of IE News.
So stay tuned. And now for some campus news. If you are considering adopting a new family pet, there are many bunnies at LAC in need of a loving home. Volunteers and supplies are needed. Please call Donna Prindle at 562-938-4356 or email her at dprindle@lbcc.edu for more information on helping the LBCC Rabbits.
The Long Beach City College Foundation Library and Learning Resources Associates invite you to meet Heidi Duro, author of the award-winning novel The Girl Who Fell from the Sky, on Friday, March 11th at 3 p.m. This event is free to students with a valid ID, but to the general public, admission is $15.
If you know of a Long Beach City College alumni who has achieved success in their career and civic endeavors, please consider nominating them for the Hall of Fame. Nominations are being accepted until March 25th, 2011. If you have any questions, please contact the Alumni Office at 562-938-4203.
And now let's go to Anthony Carrera, who's an associate professor in the Theater, Dance, and Film Department, who's here to talk about his latest production.
Hello, my name is Tony Carrero, and I'm an acting teacher and a theater director here at Long Beach City College in the Department of Theater, Dance, and Film. And I'm here to talk to you about our latest upcoming play production of the classic Greek tragedy, Medea. Now, when I first decided to take on this 2,000-year-old Greek tragedy, I was concerned about how I would find a way to make this accessible to a modern audience, how to make it hopefully entertaining to a modern audience. I got a lot of help from a modern translation that I really think is terrific, but I also took the idea and I moved it into the United States of America in 1950. Sort of the themes that always come across with Medea. The first thought is a classic Greek tragedy, a revenge tragedy. But there's a lot of other themes that are very important in this play. The way men treat women, what happens to us when we make promises and then break them. And finally, how one culture treats another culture. These are all themes and topics in the play that I think are very pertinent to issues in America in the 1950s as well as now. I also don't know that I would have tackled this play if I didn't have a couple of actors that I really thought could handle these very demanding roles. I have a wonderful actress playing Medea, a wonderful actor playing Jason, and a supporting cast that I couldn't be more proud of. We open up the show on Thursday, February 24th at 8 p.m. We run for 2 weekends. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, 8 p.m. with a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. And we close March 6th at 2 p.m. So I really hope you'll come out and join us, see the great work that our students are doing here at Long Beach City College, and see what I think will truly be an inspiring and, if not, hopefully a very entertaining production of the classic Greek tragedy, Medea. Come on out.
That sounds like a really good production.
It really does, Daniel.
So come out and support our theater departments.
Don't go anywhere. IE News will be back right after this commercial break.
33 years ago, few people believed that a simple class could make a person smarter. A simple class that could make a person smarter. But now, 3 decades later, LBCC's radio and television department has provided classes for tens of thousands of students of all ages from all over the world.
That's because the key classes in the RTV curriculum have been scientifically proven to increase the size of a certain part of the human brain. It's not a gimmick, it's real education.
Hi, this is Ken Borgers, an instructor in the Long Beach City College Radio TV department. I have personally researched the curriculum and found it truly effective.
We're so sure LBCC will make you smarter. We'll give you classes for just $20 a unit. Call now. You have nothing to lose and a lot to gain.
Welcome back. What songs are top of the charts this week? Let's go to NG Beats in the radio studio to find out.
Yo, 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 this is Guillotine, repping Miami, Florida. Checking out NG Beats on KLBC.org. Truly Underground Radio, taking flights.
Yes, 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 you heard. You are taking flights with NG Beats on KLBC.org. Truly Underground Radio, 1610 AM. Today I'm here to bring you the top 10 hip-hop and R&B songs of the week ranked by radio airplay. Starting at number 10, we got Trey Songz with Love Faces. At number 9, we got Rihanna featuring Drake with What's My Name. At number 8, we got Trey Songz once again with Can't Be Friends. At number 7, Rick Ross featuring Drake and Chrisette Michele with Aston Martin Music. At number 6, we got Wiz Khalifa with Black and Yellow. At number 5, Chris Brown with No BS. Number 4, Carrie Hilson with Pretty Girl Rock. At number 3 on the charts, we got Lil Wayne featuring Corey Gunz with 6 Foot 7 Foot. Number 2, Nicki Minaj with Moment for Life. Sitting at number 1 on the charts this week, we got Jamie Foxx featuring Drake with Fall for Your Type. Well, thank you for joining me, and don't forget to check me out every Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on www.klbc.org, 1610 a.m. You can also catch us on Ustream. As a matter of fact, go ahead to our webpage and click on the studio cam, and you can see us live and chat with us. Don't forget to check out our sister station, kctyfm.org. That's 107.7 FM. You can also see them on Ustream on KCTY-LB. Until next time, take flights.
Thanks, NG Beats. With spring right around the corner, let's go to IE News weather reporter Kana Kashiwadani to find out what kind of weather we can expect for the upcoming week.
As the rain dies down here in the west, things are really cooling down across the U.S. Let's begin in the northeast. Possibility for heavy snow are increasing as the storm is drawing cold air southward toward the mid-Atlantic. Up here around Boston and New York, you can expect up to 6 inches of snow. Moving down to Florida, you can expect light showers but mostly clear skies. Over in the Midwest, temperatures are still very low with heavy rain and thunderstorm dominating Tornado Alley. On the West Coast, an active jet stream brings problem to the Oregon-Washington area, but right here in Southern California, skies are clearing up and the temperatures are rising. Let's take a closer look at home. Temperatures remain in mid-60s, Malibu 65 degrees, and Santa Monica 63, and downtown Los Angeles 64 degrees, and here in Long Beach 65 degrees. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. On Monday, partly cloudy, 62 degrees high and 64 low. Tuesday, mostly sunny. And Wednesday, temperatures are picking up to 68 degrees high and 48 at night. On Thursday, partly cloudy again, and more the same on Friday, 67 high and 46 at night. That's the weather of this week. I'm Kana Kashiwadani for IE News.
Thanks, Kana. Don't touch that dial. We still have more IE News right after this.
Welcome back. Glitz, glamour, scandal, and more on this week's Entertainment Report. Let's go to Fariel Khan in the studio to get the inside scoop.
Hi, welcome to this week's Entertainment Report. The 53rd Annual Grammy Awards aired on February 13th, and it was full of surprises. Lady Gaga was paraded down the red carpet in an egg. She didn't stop for anyone because she was too busy incubating. Gaga finally revealed herself during her performance of Born This Way, donning prosthetic horns on her shoulders. In a later interview, Lady Gaga told Ryan Seacrest that she was in the egg for about 72 hours before her performance, getting into character. The show also featured power duos that included Drake and Rihanna, Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith, and Eminem and Dr. Dre. Later that night, Lady Antebellum took home a huge win with Record of the Year and Song of the Year. Esperanza Spalding surprised everyone by winning Best New Artist, beating out Justin Bieber and Drake. Album of the Year went to Arcade Fire for their album The Suburbs, beating out Eminem and Lady Gaga. The show finished off with Arcade Fire performing Ready to Start. After the Biebs lost to Esperanza for Best New Artist, his fans decided to do the only thing they could do without getting into trouble with their parents, hacking her Wikipedia page. Comments like, "Justin Bieber deserved it, go die in a hole," and "Who the heck are you?" covered her Wikipedia page. Fact, Esperanza Spalding was not the most popular artist on the nominee list, but she has performed for the Obamas, twice. So back off, tweens. Justin Bieber later went on Chelsea Lately, saying that he was definitely disappointed about losing, but wished her all the best. Well, that about wraps things up for this week. I'm Fariel Khan for IE News.
Thanks, Fariel. Let's head over to Chris Johnson for a review of a recently debuted album.
Hello and welcome to the first ever IE News album review. Last Friday, Radiohead released their 8th coming album, King of Limbs, in their usual last-minute fashion. The band announced the release of the record the previous Monday to the surprise of thousands of eager fans. Originally, the album was set to be released on Saturday, but the band decided to release it for download a day early. Over the past few months, there have been a number of hints suggesting that an album was on the way, but nobody had any idea as to when it was going to be released. So when I woke up Monday morning and discovered King of Limbs was going to be released at the end of the week, I was more than excited. Being a huge Radiohead fan myself, my expectations for their upcoming work was very high following the release of their last masterpiece, In Rainbows. So after waiting in eager anticipation, when I first heard the album, well, I was a bit thrown off. Their latest release starts off ethereal and ambient and ends in a very similar fashion. While giving it a listen for the first time, I felt lost in the beats and disconnected vocals while simultaneously pulled in by the feeling it bestows. Needless to say, it's a tricky album to wrap my head around. Summoning the electronic feel of Kid A and Amnesiac, Radiohead has still managed to create something different. The single, Lotus Flower, pulls you into an electronic trance that makes you want to move your limbs, while the shimmering vocals of Codex evoke a comforting and serene feeling. Overall, this album may take you some getting used to. However, I would consider it another success for a band that seems to have no limits. I'm Chris Johnson for IE News.
Thanks, Chris. Coming up right after the break, my co-anchor has an exclusive interview with Nancy Allen, the head professor of the Recording Engineering Department.
Welcome back to IE News, and join with me today. We have a special treat for you. Is the always vibrant and animated Nancy Allen, professor of commercial music and recording engineering here at Long Beach City College. Nancy, thank you for joining me today.
How you doing, Laura?
Great. Now, for those who don't know about recording engineering, can you talk a little bit about it and the program here at Long Beach City College?
Sure. Recording engineering is nothing more than everything that you hear everywhere that's been recorded, whether it's television, film, sound, a band, sound on a cruise ship. Everything that you hear that's been recorded, game audio, is what we do here and teach our students to do here at City.
Cruise ships, that's pretty interesting. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. As a sound engineer, you have to be able to work in whatever arena the work comes in, and I've definitely had some students that are working on cruise ships.
Now, I said recording engineering and commercial music. Is that one and the same, or are there two different areas?
Well, commercial music is actually the program, the entire program, and recording engineering is within that commercial music umbrella. We also have performance groups that are commercial music, and some computer technology type classes that are also considered under commercial music. Within the recording component of the commercial music program, there's recording engineering and record producer. Soon we'll also have a live sound major as well as a Pro Tools major, and Pro Tools is the main digital audio software that's used within the industry.
Now, how long has this particular program been around?
The commercial music program began back in about 1977 when Dr. George Shaw joined the faculty and brought jazz to the music department here at City College. Before that, it was just classical music and choirs and that type of thing. And when Dr. Shaw started, he brought in a whole jazz performance component. In the early 80s, about 79, 80, the first recording engineering class was offered, and it wasn't really a program yet. Middle of the 80s is when I came in and took over the couple of classes that were already on the books and developed the entire program into a program, and then broke it out into engineer and producer.
Now, how long have you been a part of this program?
I've been hanging out here in Long Beach City College since 19...
I'm sorry, what was that?
It's funny because I actually began here at the college after having taken some classes in accounting, no less. I actually went over to the payroll department and started working in payroll, and hung out over in the music department over here during all of my breaks and my lunch hours, and ended up working for our media services area here at the college, doing football games and concerts and the sound for that, because they knew that I was involved in sound. And from there, that's how I created the position that I have now and was able to create the program out of it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's delve a little more into your background. Now, how many years have you been in the music industry?
My first band, my first formal band that I was in was when I was 21, but at 11 I was already playing and singing and doing concerts. So since age 11, roughly. Had my first tape recorder at age 10, and from there on, everything that I bought was audio related, whether it was a guitar or a recorder or, you know, whatever.
Now, being that you are a professor here, are you still in the music industry?
One of the things that we require in the commercial music program is that all of our instructors remain current in the industry, which means we all have to keep working. Even though we have jobs here, we still have to keep working and do professional jobs. Otherwise, the students are offered a disservice if we are not up to date on what's happening. So as far as myself goes, there are several artists that when they come to town, I work with them, one being Jose Feliciano. I do sound with him when he comes to town. The band Oingo Boingo, back in the 90s, I toured with them and am still friends and colleagues of the members of Oingo Boingo. The past two Halloweens, I've co-produced the Halloween shows that the drummer, Johnny Vatos Hernandez, has put together with all the members of the band, minus the lead singer. And just a week or so ago, I took a group of students with me to do a pilot for KDOC. And that's one of the good things about us being current and remaining working, is that the students, we take them with us. I consider every one of my classes an audition, and every project that comes in is an audition. So, you know, if you pass the audition, you get to go with me on these shows, you get to get something real to put on your resume, and you get some real life experience at real clubs. The one Boingo show that we did for Halloween this last time, we did at the Greek Theater, and the other one was at the Grove. And then we did the two House of Blueses, LA and Anaheim. So the students are able to come with us, be under our guidance, but at the same time, they're turned loose and they're expected to be professionals.
Well, it sounds like an exciting program. How can students learn more about it?
It's really easy. All you have to do is log on to the college's website, lbcc.edu, click on the music link, And under music, you'll find the curriculums for the certificates and AAs within the commercial music program. Recording engineering and record producer are the two that I'm in charge of. And within that, we have not only a full career certificate for both recording engineering and record producer, but also an AA to go with them. And then we have what we call a mini certificate or a certificate of completion. One of them is called Studio Assistant, and the other one is called Pro Tools Assistant. So there are a lot of opportunities.
Okay. Now, can students, once they end the program, what does it look like out there in the industry? Can they really make money?
You can. Your skills have to be really up to speed. You have to work hard in your classes and get your chops down, because once you graduate, there's no more time to rehearse. There's no more time to practice being great. You have to practice being great while you're in the classes, because once you're out in the real world trying to get a job, everyone expects you to perform as a professional, as a seasoned professional, and be up to speed on all of your skills. But there is plenty of work out there, and it's not just like live sound where you go a gig at a time. But you can get into a post-production house where you have a 9-to-5 job. So those people that don't like working nights and all kinds of, hours and weekends and holidays, you can actually get a 9-to-5 kind of a job, whether you're doing TV audio or post-production for film. Obviously, if you don't want to be at home and you don't want a home and you don't want a car, you can always go work on a cruise ship, as some of my students have done, and then you're at sea traveling the world for 8 months a year and doing everything from setting up the lounge act to fixing a satellite uplink as you're cruising into the Mediterranean. So there are a ton of opportunities out there, but you have to be up to speed on your skills.
Well, that sounds like a great gig. Now, are there any internship opportunities?
Absolutely. Everything that we do, we offer internships and try to follow through with that. Again, the gigs that you work with us will be something that you can put on your resume and something that you can have, as a backup.
Okay. Well, once again, thank you so much, Nancy.
Thanks, Laura and Nancy, for that interview. Are you a fan of Shakespeare and law gnomes? If so, our very own Luz Esparza brings us a movie review you won't want to miss.
This week we were at the movies for the film Romeo and Juliet. This wonderful animated tale directed by Kelly Asbury uses William Shakespeare's inspiration and Elton John's music to tell the story of gnomes that overcome the prejudice of their gardens to forge a bond. The two human neighbors who live in attached houses are over-competitive about their outdoor yard's appearance. They collect red and blue gnomes who in their absence battle each other to prove who is the best. Caught up in the middle of this mess are the bright and spirited Romeo, voiced by James McAvoy, and Juliet, voiced by Emily Blunt. The two young gnomes try to avoid tragedy and search for a happy ending to their forbidden love. This movie is full of laughs and includes jokes for all ages. Also, it has great action scenes and the romance of a timeless classic, but with a twist. Still, the film lives or dies on the shoulders of Elton John, who not only provides many of his golden hits as the meat and potatoes of the soundtrack, but also offers up a couple of perfectly sweetened new tones to add to the fun. He even makes a small cameo. Overall, this movie will have you laughing throughout. I'll give it 4 stars out of 5, and I definitely recommend it for all ages. Kids will fall in love with Romeo and Juliet, as the film is full of hearts, loves, and fantastic songs. It will make their emotions go wild. I'm Luz Esparza at the movies.
Thanks, Luz. That movie looks amazing. Let's go to Tiana Carson with an exclusive interview with Ken Borgers, the head of our award-winning radio department.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of IE News Spotlight Interview. I'm here with Ken Borgers, the advisor for KLBC radio station. How are you doing today, Ken?
Hi, Tiana. Good to be with you.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, what is the history behind the radio station here at Long Beach City College?
Long Beach City's radio history goes back probably 40 years. We were originally in a little broom closet downstairs in E building. and then gradually expanded out to the ping pong table, pool table area there underneath the, in the basement of E building. Eventually went through a lot of iterations. We were a cable FM channel for Lakewood for a while. Now we're on the internet and we broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. Students do all the programming themselves. They run the radio station. I just act as the advisor.
Okay. For a student, after leaving the radio program, what jobs can they look forward to in the radio industry?
Oh, we have people around town working in all different areas. Probably our biggest success story right now is DJ K-Quick. She's on K-Day FM, and she does Saturdays from 6 to 10 p.m. We have a guy working down in J-Cor's 8 stations in San Diego. They bounce him around. He was on KPRI originally. And we have a lot of people behind the scenes, too, as producers. One of our guys, Michael Ramos, is the producer for Rick Dees now. So there are opportunities in front of the microphone and behind the microphone.
Okay, now, there are talks about having a camera rolling live while the radio station is going. Whose idea was that?
I think that was Mr. Robert Hirsch's idea, who is the TV person here at Long Beach City College. And it's a great idea because increasingly, you're not just on radio now, all media is multimedia, so radio people have to be adept at playing to the camera too. So having the camera in there streaming while the students are running their radio shows is great experience for them and gets them used to the larger media world, which they're going to have to be involved in if they're going to be in radio.
Okay. How did you get your start in radio?
I started in school. I went to USC, and at the time KUSC was run by students. It's now professionally staffed, but I started at the college radio station there, and then I got my first commercial job. And it's, let me just give a little plug here. It's a great thing for students to know about if you don't know about it. Southern California Broadcasters Association, scba.com, and they list all the jobs in Southern California in radio and television. And I got my first job from a listing there.
Wow. How did you get started here at Long Beach City College?
Oh, well, I used to work at KLON, which was a station that was originally licensed to the Long Beach Unified School District and Long Beach City College, and it was located on the PCC campus. And while I was teaching there, I got to know the folks at Long Beach City College's radio TV department. Ray Burton specifically was the coordinator of the radio TV program then, and we did a number of things together. He brought his students over and did some shows on KLON, and from that then I started teaching, and initially I taught down there at PCC. I taught a class in radio and then started teaching for Ray up here, and I've been here ever since. That was in 1979, a long time ago.
Well, I'm told you have a great story about hiring your sister at KLON. Would you tell us about that?
My sister Helen is the afternoon drive time person on KLON now. It's now KKJZ. It's the commercial jazz station, the non-commercial jazz station at Cal State Long Beach. Helen has been there as the afternoon host for 30 years. She's the best known female jazz person in radio. But this was, going back 30 years, I was working at KLON as the program director at that time, and the person who was doing a vocal jazz program got sick. It was really one of those stories that you hear about, and I had to ask Helen to come in as a volunteer and do the membership. This was before computers, and Helen was running the membership for the radio station on 5x8 cards. She was typing, and suddenly I got this call that the vocal jazz person wasn't going to make it 10 minutes before the show, and I said, Helen, can you go in and do a vocal jazz program? Well, Helen was a big jazz fan from the time she was young. She was a huge fan of Ella Fitzgerald. So I put her in the studio, and I spent about 5 minutes showing her how the equipment worked, and she subbed as the host of that show, and she never looked back. She took that show over and became the host of the weekly show. From there, worked into a daily show, and she's now, like I said, the best-known female jazz personality in America.
It's really a great story. Where can students find more information, students that are interested in the radio program?
Okay, go to klbc.org. That's our website. 938-4800 is the number of the radio station. That's area code 562-938-4800. Or come on, just stop by G Building, G139, where KLBC is located, and talk to the students in there. Be happy to have you come in and take a tour.
Mr. Burgess, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your help.
Thank you, Tiana.
Right, that was our Spotlight interview for the week. I'm Tiana Carson, IE News.
Thanks for watching. I'm Laura Marin.
I'm Daniel Wilson.
See you next time.